All right. Welcome back to Post and Clarity. I'm Joel Carter.
And I'm me, like me and you, like I always say it.
You do.
Okay. So what's up? We're gonna talk about our episode today, which is Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire.
It's going to be a good one.
It's gonna be a great one. So we're gonna dive into two relationship killers, selective honesty and ignored intuition. So when someone says all the right things, but something still feels off, and you have that gut feeling that you know something is wrong, do you follow that gut feeling or do you ignore it?
I follow it, or
Do
at
you
least
follow the gut
maybe
feeling?
not right away, but I follow it up with a conversation
Yeah.
and hey, something seems off, moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's really up to that person whether they're going to gaslight you or they're going to be honest about it.
Right.
And a lot of people will gaslight for a while and then honesty will come out
Yeah, because you're
at some
questioning them
point.
so much that
Yeah,
they have to tell the truth.
they have to.
So that gut feeling that you get, I mean I knew when I had a gut feeling of my ex-husband cheating on me. I had a feeling before I found out. Like
Yeah.
I knew something was wrong. That women have that gut feeling that something is wrong and they ignore that gut feeling because they're in love with them.
I can't speak for women. I can only speak for myself, but I've had it, so I know I have it too.
Yeah.
And that's intuition generally.
Yeah, absolutely. So
All
let's
right.
dive deep into it.
So, fun fact for today. All right. Studies show the human gut has over 100 million neurons. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
I've heard this before. So, this
That's
is,
insane to me.
yeah. So, it's more than the spinal cord. That's why they call the stomach the second brain. I've
Uh-huh.
heard that term before. So, in relationships, it's often known, sometimes it knows before your brain knows.
Yeah.
Because obviously your brain's going to process the information you get, but your
Yeah.
stomach, that gut feeling, tends to go before the brain is aware of it. And it triggers your brain to say, hey, ask these questions,
Yeah.
contemplate this, think about the scenario.
So that's a
So,
funny thing because that's very interesting to me because I didn't realize that gut feeling is a gut feeling. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't realize. I thought maybe it was just my brain telling me that something's wrong. But when you say gut feeling, it's actually your stomach,
yeah.
your gut telling you that something is off. But I don't know why I didn't associate those two together, like that feeling. I thought it was always in my brain and not in my gut.
And it's probably, a subconscious, it's external
Yeah.
actions that are triggering your brain
Hmm.
and the unconscious area that
Yeah.
sends a signal to your stomach because it's an emotion,
Hmm.
right? That worry, that feeling of the gut feeling, I can associate that with like unknown, the worry, the
Hmm.
uh,
Or that sickness that you feel,
yeah,
right?
and it's your body's way of like trying to um warn you,
Uh
hey,
huh.
something's off,
Right.
investigate,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
That is very interesting. That's a very interesting fun fact. Okay.
All right.
What we're going to talk about today, we're going to talk about intuition versus insecurity. Can you tell the difference between those two? The honesty trap, why honesty isn't the same as transparency. I think we talked about this earlier. And you shouldn't have to ask, creating safe spaces for proactive truth. That's the three topics that we're going to talk about, and then we'll wrap it
I
up.
think they're
Yeah.
amazing. We're gonna have
Yeah.
some insight on those for sure. And maybe we won't agree. We don't
Probably
always agree.
we don't always
And
agree.
I've heard that people like that we don't agree.
Oh, good,
So
because I'm not going to agree with you 100%.
no, you shouldn't. All right. So we're going to jump into the moment of clarity segment. All right. So this is a story that we found off Facebook, actually.
Hmm.
So someone posted this and they were asking advice. So it's kind of broken into her representation of it. So I'm going to read it like this. She trusted him 100%. He was present, affectionate, always picked up her calls. He was home every night. He swore he wasn't talking to anyone else. Like,
Sounds like a
why do you
good
have to
guy.
swear you aren't talking to anyone else? I don't know why, but I guess so. And then one night she saw a message pop up from someone she didn't recognize.
Okay.
It wasn't flirty or sexual or anything. It just it was just there. So she questioned him, and it turned out to be a text from a coworker of his. Come to find out that they text every single day, but she's never even heard of this coworker. I don't know how long they've been in a relationship for. So that's a factor I think you need to take in consideration.
Yeah.
When she asked, why hasn't she heard about him? He said, you never asked.
Right. I mean, I get it. I
Now
just
she's not sure if it's worth it to be upset, or is it worse that he did it, or that he hid it, or she feels like he hid it.
okay. Well, I
She
guess
feels
you're
like the trust was broken. I
mm,
think there's a grace period, right? So we're going to talk hard talk. We're just going to give it to you like we see it. The way I see it, how long, I need some more factors. How long have they been in a relationship?
mhm.
Um, have they had to talk? Are they dating officially?
They obviously are.
Okay. Then yeah, he should have mentioned it.
Why?
If it's about work, no big deal.
Yeah, it's what if it was about work? We don't know the context of it. Maybe
No.
they're texting every day because they need help. Like I text.
I think if she's never mentioned it to him, hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable,
Mhm.
then she has to start with that and
But
let
the
it go.
texts were not sexual, they were not anything,
Right.
and it could have just been about work, and maybe he just forgot because some people are just busy and they don't remember things, and,
Yeah.
I mean, I talk to my coworker every day, we text every day, I need help with something because I'm still new at my job, and so I'm like, "I need your help, please help me."
Yeah.
So those are my texts.
So let's put it in a box. He texts his coworker every day.
Yep, maybe he needs help.
It's friendly, but they're talking about work.
Yep.
Then she's overreacting.
Yeah, of course.
But she needs to also say like, "Hey, it would have been nice that I would have maybe known about her."
Why?
I mean, I'm just giving
No,
her the benefit of the doubt.
I don't think there needed to be a response. I think she's overreacting. It could have
Then she
been
needs to just let it go.
yeah, exactly. Why stress over something that you can't control and you know that it's not sexual, it's not flirty. It's obviously she's seen the text and said it's not
Now,
flirty.
if it's not about work,
Well, then what could it be if it's not about work?
an interest they both have.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's the scenario that changes it.
Okay, the scenario could change it. If it was about work and strictly about
Then
work,
then you let it go. You're reacting.
then you're
You're
overreacting. But if it was about like, "Oh, I went to the bar today," or "How was your day today?" and "I went hiking today. What are you up to?"
that's
Then
different.
I think that's a little different and he crossed the lines and that to me is considered cheating.
Well, if he was friends with her before the relationship, I think she needs to initiate the conversation and say, "Hey, this makes me feel uncomfortable. If you want a friendship with her, I'd love to meet her."
Yeah.
But he wasn't forthcoming with that.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
guys can have girls that are friends. That's controversial in a lot of circles, I know. I
So
think there
what
are
would you tell her
boundaries.
like if they're dating, say they've been dating for a year?
If
You
she
don't
doesn't know about her for a year
Yeah.
and they work together and they've been texting for a year, then
Mhm.
he's crossed the line.
Yeah, and then she probably needs to let it go, because if they're just dating and they don't have any kids together, they're not married,
Then he's not being truthful. He's being truthful, but he's not being
transparent.
transparent.
Exactly.
Okay. We're gonna dive into that.
Yeah. Okay,
All
segment
right.
1, intuition versus insecurity. Are you intuitive or you just have some insecurities that you need to work through? So how do you know if the gut is warning you or if it's your trauma or your past relationships talking?
Well, number one, I think we talk about this quite often. Heal first so that you know that the trauma is not the trigger.
Right, absolutely.
Heal and be self aware of your thoughts and where those thoughts are coming from. And if they are associated with a past experience, because it'll tend to creep in, that those past moments will come back as memories, then it probably is attached to a trauma and you're not fully healed.
Right. So
So
that's
you
why
need
it's
to
so
recognize internally.
yeah, it's so important to grow yourself and to heal first and to find yourself and love yourself first before you decide to get into a relationship
Yeah.
because trauma or past broken relationships will trigger memories, and you're going to think that every other guy is going to treat you the same way that your ex has treated you, that treated you so badly. So it is important to be alone, learn about yourself, heal from the traumas, heal from past relationships before you get into one, so that you won't have the insecurity. You
Yeah.
just have the intuition.
And if you continue to have that gut feeling, but it is attached to past memories because they keep popping up too, then you're not healed. You might
Yeah.
think you are, but you're not.
So intuition to me is again that gut feeling, and it's not about your past trauma or your past relationship.
Yeah. But it is the gut should be associated with the person's actions.
Right.
What actions are they taking that make you have an unsettled feeling about whatever they're doing, say
Right.
or saying?
So I'm not going to bring my ex-husband up because, I don't want this, I don't want to bad talk anybody or anything like that. It's not me. But I will tell you about my situation, when I had my emotional connection with somebody during my marriage. And he questioned me every day prior to it happening. Like he's like, "Oh, something's off. Something's wrong. Something I feel this. Something's off." And I'd be like, "Oh, no, nothing's wrong. Like everything's fine." And when everything was not fine. So he had that gut feeling first.
Yeah.
He had that feeling that something was wrong and something was off when I was doing this, because I was doing this for a long time. I think I did it for like 6 months prior to him finding out. So now he's going to know for sure. But it's, he already had that feeling way before I even did what I did. So that gut feeling is, you need to listen to it because it's right. Even though the other person may be saying, no, that's not true. I didn't do that. I don't feel that. And they project that onto you, saying
Yeah.
something is wrong with you for you to accuse me.
It's called gaslighting.
Right. And it happens all the time. So, people, if you are feeling that intuition, that gut feeling that something is off, you're probably right. Something is off and they're gaslighting you.
Yeah. And it's hard to push through that gaslighting because you want to take them for what they're saying is because that's what you want to hear is nothing's wrong.
Right.
You don't
And
want to hear the other part.
but do you believe it? Do you want to so do you actually believe it?
No,
And then, or do you want to believe it even though you don't believe it because you're so much in love with them?
you want to believe it. I think a lot of
Because
people
you're
want
in
to
love with
believe
them.
it. Yes. Yeah, you want to believe it. So you tell yourself, okay, okay, maybe I'm overreacting.
And
Maybe it's something in me.
that's the issue with a lot of people in relationships right now is they don't want to believe their intuition because they love the other
How
person
they
so
are with
much.
them
Yes,
or they were with them. They're projecting on a moment in time, you know, that
of how they're
how they were. They're
right.
trying to get back to a place where they felt happy.
So you believe everything, even though your gut is telling you that they're wrong, that they're doing something, but you throw that feeling away, that intuitive feeling away because you're so much in love with them.
I don't know if you can really throw it away. So it keeps coming back up,
Right.
you know.
So I say, people, listen to your
Follow your
gut
gut.
feeling. Yeah,
Follow
follow
your
your
gut.
gut. And if you're married, I'm sorry that whatever your gut feeling is, and you can't, you know that gut feeling is wrong, but you have kids, you have a life, and most women are stay at home moms, and they just have to live with that gut feeling, even though they know that something is wrong. And I'm sorry that you're in that position because it sucks. It does.
Gut.
Okay. So, intuition versus paranoia. So again, I think we've talked about this is paranoia happens when I this is what I believe paranoia is in this context is when they're projecting because they know that they've done something wrong and they're projecting it on you, and you're like I did something wrong.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
Maybe it's me. Something is wrong with me. Maybe I'm just, being crazy right now because they're projecting that you're being crazy, that nothing is wrong. So now you're questioning yourself. Oh my gosh, I must be crazy. Why would I think that? That's dumb. Like, oh my husband would never do that, or my wife would never do that. Why am I thinking I must be crazy? That's paranoia because they're making you feel bad because you're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, you take the gut feeling. I don't know if they're versus each other because
Hmm.
intuition can go into paranoia
Yeah.
if you don't get the truth that settles that intuition.
Paranoia happens when your partner throws their emotion because they're what they're feeling. They're throwing that emotion to you because they don't want to feel that emotion. They know that they're doing something wrong, but they want you to feel worse. Gaslighting, I guess. And so now you start feeling like you did something wrong.
Yeah, and I mean, it can be a couple of forms. Like there's two forms I can think of with gaslighting. One is deflecting, or three then deflecting, consoling, and then denying and projecting back on you. And I
Yeah.
just made these up, so bear with me.
Good job.
Deflecting is like really not answering the question, changing the subject, really quick response. Oh no, everything's fine. And then on to the next. Um, the second one is where they console you. They lean in. Oh, I'm so sorry you feel that way. Maybe I'm just off right now. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm so sorry, and they're apologetic about making you feel that way. And they make you feel comforted in that moment. And then the third one is like you stated, where they're projecting their emotions and saying, "Well, why are you feeling that way? Why would you think that about me? Oh my God, and then it's negative on you. It's why are you thinking that about me? Whatever you did things in your past, like that. Maybe it's you.
Yeah.
Maybe you did it.
Right.
Maybe you're doing something. So I'm just identifying those three off the top of my head,
Yeah.
and I think they pretty much stick because
Absolutely.
they're large buckets and it can be different ways, but
I will tell you that, tell the audience to follow your gut and don't let them project what they're feeling to you and blame you because it's not your fault. It's their fault. They're projecting it on you and you feel crazy. No, you're not crazy. You're not crazy.
I mean, there are the outliers that are legitimately though crazy,
Yeah.
and they will their gut will lie to them. So if you come up consistently with false information,
Mhm.
false data of your
Right.
gut, then
Then I
maybe
mean,
you shouldn't follow your gut.
right,
I'm
right.
not saying who you are, obviously, but just know yourself and know how you
That's why
respond.
it's important to heal
Yeah.
from your relationships or your life or your traumas, whatever it is, before you start a new one. Because then you'll know the difference between intuition, paranoia, insecurity, or whatever it is. Then you know you can really follow your instinct,
Yeah. That's
right?
true. Very true.
So, off topic, like I want to talk about this real quick is in relationships, do you feel like if your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, whoever, is unhappy, so
Okay.
they walk in the door and they're unhappy, you can see their mood on their face and you can just see everything, like you can just tell that they're in a bad mood. Do you feel that you follow their mood? Do you feel like you mirror their mood when they walk in the door and they're unhappy?
I don't personally.
Right.
I think people do. The way I follow is, and I've heard this from a marriage counselor on a TikTok or whatever.
Mhm.
They kind of put it in perspective. Like, look, we're this idea of a relationship being 50-50 or 100-100 is false.
Right, it is.
And the way that we should look at it is it's an ebb and flow of percentages, and just be transparent with your person, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, a husband, and be honest about where you are. If you say, if I'm dating someone and they say, "Hey, I'm really just having a bad day,"
Mhm.
I'm going to assume they're not at 100% or even 50%. So you know what I need to do? I need to fill that space. I need to be at 75%. And that may be in some type of one of the love languages, servitude, quality time, words of affirmation. Hit them all, touch on them all. Because when you are not at 100% or even 50%, you need them to mirror that and fill
Absolutely.
that space as well. And then when you're both at 50 or 100 together, wow,
Yeah, you're great.
you're great.
Right.
It's about communication and it's about that transparency with where you are. So just
Mhm.
be honest, like, man, today was a rough day. These things
Yeah.
happen. And I recommend this to people. Listen, you have a bad day, you can say your negatives for the day. But right after you say the negatives, force yourself to say the positives or the things you learned about the negatives.
Right. Absolutely.
And this will shift the mood some. It may not get you back all the way, but it's going to shift some things and you can start to be able to control what emotions you attach to those memories,
Right. Absolutely.
right? You don't want to just go negative, negative, negative. You want to follow up with a
So I
positive.
think that's such a great advice that you said that. I mean, I agree with you 100% about 50-50, or if somebody is down, then you come up 75 and, well, obviously I don't know if my audience knows, but I'm dating someone, and the example that I can give is, a couple of weeks ago, I was not 100%, or I wasn't even 50%. I was tired. I was emotional. I mean, I don't know how I could get emotional,
Yeah,
but I felt that the guy that I'm dating brought it up. I felt
that's good.
I know, like, because he knew, this is just in my point of view. He knew that I wasn't all the way, like my normal self. And because of that, I think he knew he had to bring it up. Like, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to give her a little bit more."
It's really isn't that the person has to give it and you
Mhm.
have to receive it
Right.
because it really does come down to what you perceive,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. I agree with that 100%, and
So
it's important that people know that it's not always 50-50. It's not always 100-100. It's somebody's gonna be at 10% and you're gonna have to do the 80, or vice versa, whatever it is, but that's the role of communication and a role of, mutual connection, or whatever it is. Somebody has to rise up a little bit
yeah,
when somebody's down, and that's a good
and in a
relationship.
healthy relationship, note this that if you're the one always doing 75 or 80%, you
Yeah,
might want to rethink the relationship
exactly. If you're the one who's doing all the things.
because you're going to empty that. You're going to be empty.
Uh-huh.
And if they're not accustomed to filling that space, that's when the arguments, that's where you open up
Mhm.
to disconnection
Right,
from each other.
right.
So
So
just be aware of that.
yeah,
Some
because when
people aren't
somebody's
made.
always filling the cup,
Yep,
they're gonna get tired of always filling the cup.
they will. They will. And they may, I mean, it may come to a catastrophic failure.
Okay, so vibes versus proof. What if you had proof?
Man, totally different. Of course, proof overseas, it
But what if
trumps
it's like
it
proof,
trumps vibes.
like not really, like you get proof. Okay, fine. You find proof on their phone or whatever it is. But then they say, and you're so in love with them and you believe anything that they'll say, but you have proof. Do you still trust your instinct, or do you believe what they say because you're in so much, like, you're just head over heels in love with them, but you have proof in your hand?
Well, that's a lost cause because you're you're going to just continue to go into a cycle of forgiving and trusting and
But do you still forgive and do you still trust? I mean, or do you just stay in the marriage or stay in a relationship because of children,
there's
or
so
because
many
whatever? So,
circumstances.
right. So how many times are you going to allow that even though you have proof? Do you give them another chance after they do a long affair or a cheating or whatever it is? Do you give them another chance?
It does depend on what your relationship is like or was like, right?
But can you do it? Can you come back from cheating
I don't think you can come back 100%.
and
No.
still get their
Because
trust,
trust,
okay, to have trust again? Or do you think you can come back and never bring it up again?
it really depends on the person. Are they confident in who they are? And if they are a super confident person, then they would probably walk away because they would know, hey, I deserve more. I deserve better.
Yeah,
And I'm
same.
not saying everyone who stayed isn't deserving of better, but they may not be fully.
Are you so there I know a lot of people that are in unhappy marriages. And I know a lot of couples that one of them is being cheated on and but they choose to stay in the marriage or they choose to stay in the relationship. Why? Why do they do that? Is it because they love him or love them or him or her or is it because of the kids or is it because of the assets? I don't know what it could be.
It's probably a combination of all.
But do you sit in misery because of all of that? Because of your children, because of the assets, because of most women not having jobs because they have to stay in the marriage? What do you do? Because I don't know. I can't be miserable. I cannot. I am such a happy person that I could not sit in that. You cannot just sit in that misery. I'd rather be broke than be miserable. That's my point of view. I'd rather figure it out, be broke, be with nothing
Oh,
than
yeah.
be miserable.
That's a really tough question.
You already found out that he or she is cheating, and then you stay in the marriage and you don't want to bring it up because you can't bring it up for some reason. Like anytime an argument comes up, what happens? It brings back the past memory of him cheating or her cheating, and you bring that up every single time. How long can you go on like that? How long? And I think for a lot of people, they deal with that. And I feel bad for them because that's misery.
And we got one life. Golly.
Right. We have
It's,
one life and you need to live that life
it
instead of just
feels
sitting there.
in a prison of discomfort, and life is not comfortable.
No, it's
And
okay
that's the
to be
yin and yang
uncomfortable.
of happiness,
Right. It's okay
right?
to be uncomfortable, but to sit in that misery to know your spouse could do it again. And I just feel bad for people that are going to sit in misery because they can't get out.
Yeah, me too.
Right.
It's a
Okay.
tough call.
Yeah. Let's move on.
All right,
What's
section
next
number
one?
2, the honesty trap.
Mm
All right, so here's a question. Can people weaponize truth by using it only when forced?
hmm. Mm hmm.
Of course they can.
Mm hmm.
I mean, I don't know who said it, but we saw the video, a little clip, and it was, you know, talking about the difference between being truthful and being forthcoming.
Right.
What phrase did they use though?
Um,
Truthful versus transparency. This example was given. I thought it was pretty good.
yeah.
Um, man, a husband or boyfriend goes and tells his girlfriend, "Hey, I'm going out to dinner tonight," and goes, but doesn't. But who's at dinner? Two guy friends and an ex girlfriend that's
Hmm.
still in the friend group. But he only said, "I'm going out to dinner with my friends." When she asked, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" He was truthful,
He was.
but was he forthcoming? And what type of relationship would you want to be in? Now, let's flip it. He says, "Hey," before preemptively, he gave up the information, knowing that, hey, this may be an uncomfortable conversation, but I'm going to still have it. Hey, I'm going to go out with my friends tonight. John, Bob, and Sue will be there. And I know, but we're still in a friend group.
Right.
So I think the transparency is the type of relationship I want to be in.
Right.
And I think people should strive for that to see the difference in your own relationships or in the beginning stages of dating someone.
Yeah. I rather have the transparency in my relationship than just be honest.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, that was honest. That was very honest. You're telling me you're going out with friends, but and it'll be okay. Like for me, it would have been okay for me to have that honesty and be like, "Hey, I just want to let you know I'm going out with the guys or I'm going out with my friends tonight." And I would never ask any questions. But later on, if it comes up and he tells me, "Oh, something a story comes up," and he tells me, "You know, Sue was there." And I know Sue's ex-girlfriend. I would not be very happy. I would be like, "Why didn't you tell me that she was gonna be there? Like, what was the reason why you didn't tell me?" So that would come up. So being transparent in a relationship is
Is
very healthy.
Yeah. So be both. Start with transparency, but also be honest.
Yeah.
But you can't have transparency without honesty.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. I love that.
all right. Next question is honesty without context, a form of manipulation. And so it kind of touches on that.
Yeah.
I think it is. It's not full on because some people just don't know how to communicate effectively. Okay. You know who you are, people. Freaking terrible communicators out here. I don't understand it. I probably over communicate.
I'm a over communicator.
And some people think that just without context is fine. But I don't know. Maybe it's men more than women.
No, I don't know because I communicate like so
Well,
much.
you know what's funny? I'm hearing a lot of your stories about your girlfriends or friends, and they're like,
Uh-huh.
my God, these guys want to FaceTime me all the time. They text too much. Maybe the script is flipped.
They do. I mean,
I didn't do that.
you know, the funny thing is,
don't
I've
do that at
never
all.
had so many guys want to FaceTime.
I do not.
Isn't that crazy? I thought it was the women that wanted to FaceTime, but it's men these days that want to FaceTime.
I deny FaceTime.
I mean, all the time. Like every call is a FaceTime, and I'm like, ooh,
I
I
don't
don't want
mind
to
it,
FaceTime.
but tell a person first.
I know. Don't be FaceTiming me at 7 in the morning when I'm
I
not
mean, I
even.
might be on the shitter more than likely.
Probably so.
More than likely.
I mean, you
My
shit a lot.
30-minute.
You do shit a lot. I mean, I've been spending a lot of time with Joel, but he does shit a lot, guys.
Hey.
Females, watch out.
Oh my God. Hate. All right, this versus that. We talked about this one. Honesty versus transparency.
Uh-huh.
Transparency, people. Transparency.
Both. I say both. Definitely both. Honesty and transparency at the same time cause for a great relationship.
Have you ever been told, I don't think it matters? Like, no, that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't matter. Or to me, when they say that, is my feelings don't matter.
Yeah.
My feelings don't matter. I don't think it matters. Well,
I mean, it's yours.
it,
You don't have to agree with anyone's feelings,
right.
but you should. And this is therapy talking, therapy time with Joel. You should validate someone's feelings. And this is an easy thing. A CIA agent said one time, the number one effective tool that the CIA has is training their agents to be able to put themselves in and see from other people's perspective. And with that, you can control situations in a way that are the most effective, the less threatening,
Right.
the less, form of even emotional unrest.
Right.
So I pride myself on being able to, and you can train yourself to do this, but put yourself in someone else's shoes and, you know, understand that like their feelings matter to them.
Yeah.
So it's okay to acknowledge, hey, I see your point of view. I understand how that made you feel. And then you don't have to say, I don't agree with it, but I don't agree with it. You don't have to say that. That's for you to hold.
You know that you don't
If
agree.
you do say that, I'm gonna be honest, in that moment where it's not completely cooled down, If not, if you're not asked, "Hey, do you agree with me, though?" Then just keep that to yourself because that's your ego talking. Your ego is gonna say, "But I don't but I don't agree with your feelings," or, "But I still believe what I said was true," or things like that. Like, anything that, like, pushes back from coming to a middle ground on understanding each other, your ego. It's your ego,
You know,
and it's a childish thing.
it is. And the thing is, there is a point in a relationship, and everybody can find this, is where you can find a relationship where two people are very communicative and understanding in that way.
Yeah,
Being able to have disagreements and still come out of it positively with positive results, because when one person is angry and the other person says, I get the way you're feeling. I get it. I understand what you're saying. I get it. I'm sorry that I made you feel this way. But then you can also explain why you were like that, because it could, maybe they didn't understand. Maybe they didn't know why you were doing it. And then you can say, "Hey, I did this because, and I didn't realize that it would make you upset."
yeah. I mean, I should write this down, but my cheat sheet for how to walk through this
Mhm.
process, I it's like a pattern. You should do the same things. You're upset, so I'm upset about something that was I perceived to be a negative toward me. I would approach my person and say, "Hey, when this happened, it made me feel this way.
Right.
Can you rephrase that or
Yeah.
kind of tell me your context on why you
I
did
think
that?" Again, that way I can maybe understand it a little bit better. And when they do, if you still feel the same way, you're like, "Okay, I did take it that way, and that made me feel this." Like, I'm not sure if you know
I've
that.
actually done that. I've actually done that in this relationship that I'm in. Like, an example was, I mean, he went somewhere or whatever it was, and I didn't understand it. And so I was like, "Can you kind of explain to me why you did what you did?" And then, of course, he explained it to me, and I was like, I get it. Okay, I completely understand. And I'm not even, there was nothing about it. There was an explanation. I agreed with his explanation. And
Yeah, there's tiers of disagreements and arguments and whatever you want to call it. I start with if there's 4 tiers I have, it's a misunderstanding, a disagreement, an argument, a fight, and this is the escalation to a fight. I do not use the word fight in the context of a disagreement because I'm obviously a United States Marine. Fighting words matter, so fight to me is physical, and my brain perceives that like
Mhm.
that's going after someone.
Right.
Okay, you want to hurt them, whether it be emotionally, mentally, or physically. You're creating a wound that cannot heal or will take a long time to heal. That's big words. So start with the misunderstanding. And if you didn't misunderstand them, then then if you misunderstood them, then it's squashed, right? If it moves over to a disagreement, then you can agree to disagree and it's squashed. If it moves to an argument where I don't want to get to that point, but an argument, is a combination. But you should take these steps. So start with, do I understand? No, I misunderstood that. Great. We're done. Don't go straight to an argument, or a fight.
Right.
I think a
Because
lot of people miss those
I
steps.
always ask my friends when they're like, "Oh my gosh, we were screaming at each other last night and, whatever." And I'm like, "Did it make you feel better? Like afterwards, did it make you feel better?"
That never
After
gets
screaming,
my heart racing.
yes,
I don't
yeah,
want to be in that space.
after screaming and everything like that, you're throwing stuff. I've been in a home where a couple, and it made me feel very uncomfortable. I ended up leaving, where they were literally fighting each other. When I tell you fighting, they're they were like fighting, like tearing stuff up, throwing stuff at each other.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm like feeling very uncomfortable because I've never been in that situation. But I asked after, I'm like, "Did you feel better after that?" And she's like, "No." I was like, "Then why did that happen? Why did that happen? Because you didn't feel better afterwards." So always ask yourself, do you feel better after yelling and screaming and saying words that you don't mean come out of your mouth? Do you feel better afterwards? Or do you feel better afterwards if you have a calm conversation, agree to disagree, and have this like putting yourself in their shoes for a moment and understanding first and then squashing it even at the misunderstanding or the disagreement
Yeah.
part and never going into the fighting stage or the argument stage because you can squash it in the misunderstanding part.
Yeah.
And I've said this before in the last podcast where the words that come out of your mouth does make a really big effect. And so process it in your head first. I mean, I don't know how I can tell people to do that, but I mean, process it first before it comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into I sent you the video, right, of
Yeah.
the motions. There's a great podcast I recommend people. It's called Big Think, and it's, the
And it's short clips,
it's
guys.
short,
So
15
y'all
minute,
don't have to
10
listen
minute
forever.
little clips, and these are experts in different fields, whether it be science, sociology, theology. But the one on emotions, she pointed out, people think emotions happen to them and take them over. And, it doesn't happen that way. There's two forms of the emotion that rises up. One is internal,
Right.
meaning there may be something wrong with you inside, like inside your body, sick, or I mean, even to the like cancer or something
Right.
happening internally. And your body's way to give you a snapshot of it is to give you an emotion,
Right.
right? That emotion, because our brains can't process, hey, you have cancer in your liver.
Right.
It can't tell you that, but it's going to tell you, hey, you need to investigate. And by sending up the red flag of an emotion and that alarm, you should listen to that emotion and be like, well, it's not. So there's internal and external sources. If there's no external sources, then it's got to be internal. Why are you feeling an emotion like depression, anxiety, fear, whatever? You should investigate, take steps, go see a doctor, go see a therapist. This is your brain telling you, hey, something's off here. Now, external sources can
Mm-hmm.
also will trigger the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And those are usually attached to previous experiences that you've had in similar situations. And your body's going to pull up that
Memory.
memory, and be like, hey, you responded this way with anger. So if you struggle with anger issues in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship and you want to go straight to the argue or fight stage, this is where you need, and from her perspective, psychotherapy to rewire some
Right.
things.
I
Now
think
you can practice this by creating new experiences, she said,
that's
whether it
amazing.
be in your relationship or in your social groups where you're put in positions that you can it's like imagine this. You pile up a pile of clothes that are clean. You're going to tend to probably grab the top piece of clothing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
And then if it's still clean, you're going to throw it back on top and you're going to pick that up again. So they say that emotions attached to moments are just like that, where you can create that path where the newest experiences you have will be how you respond.
And that's your newest memory. And
That's your
how you're
newest memories.
so somebody smart once told me a while back, I was telling this person that my memory of Mother's Day is just not a good memory. And so every Mother's Day for that whole week, I struggle because a bad thing happened to me on Mother's Day. And I said, every Mother's Day, I'm just in this mood. I'm not my happy self. I'm sad. I cry and things just don't go well for me on Mother's Day. And it's rare because I'm always so happy. And this person told me, why don't you have new memories? Like, why don't you see if on Mother's Day you put those new memories in with your children, or like happy things that happened in the past Mother's Day or with your mom, those memories. And it stuck with me. So the memories, you can replace those memories with good memories. And I'm like, you know what? Next year on Mother's Day, I'm going to remember the good things that happened on Mother's Day with my children, with my mom, and with people that I love, and replace those bad memories that happened on Mother's Day with the good new memories that I've made. So, same thing with relationships. I think y'all need to remember the good memories or replace them with good memories if you have bad memories
Yeah,
about what happened in your relationship or in your life, whatever it is. Always remember those bad memories is the past. And I've heard it on the podcast or in a book that I'm reading where they said bad things that happen to people, you only remember them because that's what you remember. But if you replace them with good memories, then those memories will be your new memories in your brain. So I don't know how I could tell people to do that, but
I have an
think
idea.
of good thoughts.
I mean, this is the thing. I want this podcast to be a learning moment where we give information from our own experiences or our own opinions, right? But we also want to give effective tools. And when you just said that, like
Mhm.
I thought that how, because some people may be sitting out there and they're like, "Oh, that's easy for it." This would be a phrase, right? That's easy for you to say. How can I not think about that if I've always thought about it on that
Right.
particular day? So what you need to do, and this is in my opinion, because this is the way my brain works, but I, it's kind of universal. I think you need to put things in your path that make you think. Putting sticky notes on your mirror, uh, and writing down, do it before, do it now. Create you a Mother's Day note to yourself to read on that week. When you start
Feeling.
feeling the emotions of the negatives, read that letter. Have a photo book out. So
Mhm.
you need to put things in your path, and your partner should help with this if if they know these triggers for you. They should, let them hear this. Put those things out there. Put
Right.
put sticky notes. Surround yourself with people on the hardest moments. Don't be shy to tell people, "Hey, I need you right now. I
Yeah.
need you to come over." If you're alone, if you're single, or um, you know, ask a sibling or a family member or a friend just to be with you in those hardest moments in your past.
That's such great advice because I on Mother's Day, I wanted to be by myself. I didn't want anybody around me. I just wanted to dwell it within myself and just be by myself.
I mean,
So it's so important
it's
that you
like
said that.
anything we do. You have to go to the gym, right? You have to go get a membership.
Yeah.
You people put sticky notes. People put apps on their phone. You know what this does? It rewires their brain to say, "No, I'm going to be healthy." They change their algorithm on social
Right.
medias. That's an electronic way to do it. Start looking up Mother's Day gift ideas or Mother's Day out things. There's
Yeah.
hashtags for all this mama love or whatever you want to call it. Change your algorithm before Mother's Day. That's
Yeah.
one example. It may be a death of a child. It may be your divorce date. It may be
Something.
whatever you're dealing with where
Yeah.
it's a repetitive trauma that comes up yearly.
Yeah. You just remember the good memories or start new memories.
Yep. And those effective external, so those external influences, they will help you create those new memories.
Thank you.
Welcome.
You shouldn't have to ask. Is needing to ask someone to tell you the truth already a red flag? Do you need to tell them? I mean, but you need them to tell you the truth.
I
Is
mean, I
that a
think
red
if
flag?
I think if one person, if you're in a relationship and you're always having to ask them, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
or "Hey, if you don't know your plans for that night
Yeah.
with someone you're dating for a period of time, and you're like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" Um,
I don't think you should have to ask.
you shouldn't have to.
I think they should come up with it and say, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is what we're doing."
If that's not a person you want to be with.
No.
You want someone who's like, hey, hey, next Tuesday, just telling you my plans. Next Tuesday, I'm going to go play golf.
Yeah.
And then we're probably going to go out and have a couple beers and eat some dinner.
Yeah.
And just get
What
out.
do you think?
Or hey, next Wednesday, what? I just want a meet night. I'll do a spa night. I want to do a facial,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So be transparent with what you're doing
Yeah.
and make plans. Why would you want to be with anyone that didn't want to make plans?
No, I don't want to be with anybody
Because
like
just
that.
like they say, men who want to be with a woman will make plans, will
Make the time.
respond to you in a timely manner. They will communicate with you. They will make the time, but then they will also be good communicators. Same thing with women.
Yeah,
It's
same
I
thing.
don't think I don't think we're different. A woman that wants to be with you will respond to you, men. They will. The ones that don't, that are playing games, that they think I got to leave him on red for X amount of time, or I need to be
That's playing
aloof.
games.
That's playing games, and
Yep.
you don't want that.
You don't
That's a
want
drama queen.
I don't like that.
That's drama.
I don't want any games played. I've
No
already
drama.
played games when I was a little girl and little girl, so I don't want to play games now. So, Joel, what does emotional safety look like to you? What does that mean to you when we talk about emotional safety?
Um,
Like,
I,
what does it mean to be emotionally stable in a relationship?
you should write it with with someone.
Hmm.
Um, they should be aware of your emotional state, as you should be in tune with theirs, and want to safeguard you.
Right.
You know, like if you were dating someone and they every time you got emotional, they're like, "Oh my god, again."
Yeah.
They're not there protecting you emotionally.
Right.
They go out and tell their friends, "My
Hmm.
god, she cries all the time." That's not being emotional, and you hear about it. You're not going to feel emotionally safe in
Right.
that relationship.
So that's a good word that you just said, safe. For me, emotional safety, the word safety means safe. Like you feel safe around the person. I'm not talking about like they're beating you and you feel safe. I'm talking about emotional, like you feel so safe.
Like they got your back.
They got your back in every way possible. That to me is emotional safety. And emotional safety also comes with peace. Like if you feel peace around them, like you
Yeah,
feel this calmness and this peacefulness and
stillness.
yeah, stillness and you feel all of that one time, then that's emotional stability to me.
Yeah, it
That's how
shouldn't
you
be a
know it's
roller
safe.
coaster.
It should not. You should not feel like that gut feeling that something is off. You should feel safe and calm and you know that they'll protect you in all costs. I'm not talking about like from a robber. I'm talking about protect you
Well, they
from
should.
yeah, yeah, of course, and that too, but I'm talking about in every way possible from people talking shit or you know, being safe doesn't mean always like something is bad's going to happen to you. Being safe in an
Yeah,
emotional relationship is feeling that calmness and that stability and the peacefulness.
yeah, and I've heard this quite a few times from different books and podcasts on you know relationships. Men men have their number one top attribute in a relationship that
Hmm.
they need to feel, and that's respected. Women, this is people's perspective, but I can see this. I mean, you see it through society,
Yeah,
or let's just say, yeah, women in the relationship, the woman in the relationship, it could be the man though, need to feel safe,
yeah,
and that's in
I know.
every aspect.
I agree with
It's physically safe, emotionally safe,
yeah,
financially safe.
everything. Yes,
It's safety, and that goes back probably to our early ancestors, where it's like, "Ooh, his cave's bigger than his cave, and he's got a wolf at the door." That's safety. I'm gonna be protected because you know why? Of the children, of your
yeah,
offspring. what women bring into this world, and it's something we glaze over, which is freaking amazing.
Mhm.
You made all the people.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I mean, we went through some pain
you
and come
make
out of our
you
vaginas.
make people.
Well, I mean, y'all help make the people, but we push the people out.
You carry the people. You make the people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
kind of
we're
it's quite
very strong.
amazing.
Women, we are strong.
Yes,
Go women. And go for
go
men
men
too.
too.
Go men. I
Good
mean,
go.
y'all help.
This battle between like women power. Oh my god, whatever. Just freaking be normal. Everybody's awesome. Okay, unless you're not. You just
So
suck.
we're going to move on real quick. I think out of this whole thing, I think clear communication is so important in all of this.
Yeah,
And anything that we've talked about, clear and concise communication that so that you can stop at the misunderstanding and the argument part.
right.
If you have clear communication and understanding your partner's point of view.
It doesn't mean that they're going to agree
Right.
with what you're saying, right? So don't misunderstand that. You should be clear and the communication and transparency,
And understand.
but it doesn't mean that the other person is going to receive it. That's what's good about this. You should be clear and concise with what you're saying
Yeah.
and be transparent. And then it's up to that person to either accept it or deny it. If they deny it,
We hope they understand it.
well, let's just say they don't accept it, right?
Mhm.
That, hey, you're starting to date someone.
Yeah.
Hey, every Tuesday I go play golf. If she goes, I don't like that. Well, I mean, I'm being transparent with you. Like, this is something I've done for X amount of years with my dad. I'm going to do this. Now, they can accept it or not accept it. If they say, I don't accept that, you're not going to do that anymore. Then the acceptance of her transparency goes on you and says, you know what? I'm not going to be in a relationship with you then. It's back and forth
Yeah.
until you both agree on the situation.
We hope that we hope that somebody understands and it doesn't have to get to that part. We hope. But I mean, they're gonna have to agree, disagree, or break up or whatever
That's
it
it.
is. But
And
we
it's okay.
hope that they have an equal understanding of each other's feelings.
Right.
Okay. Okay. So let's
Wrap it up.
yeah,
We're going on an hour.
I know. We need to wrap it
All
up.
right, folks. Thank y'all so much for joining us today. And,
Yeah.
remember to share this podcast with your friends and family,
Yeah.
not your children. We love your support and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and
Spotify.
anywhere you get your podcast, we're there.
Yeah, we love for y'all to listen and maybe learn something.
Yeah, if you just listen to the short clips, you need to go listen to the full episodes.
Absolutely. You'll love it.
I mean, I think
I'm
you'll
awesome.
absolutely love it.
I'm awesome.
She's all right. No, she's amazing. All right.
All right.
All right, post nuts.
Post nuts.
Clarity. Till next time.
Till next time, people. Bye.